Hi everyone, it's Judy. Welcome back to Rose Lane. I want to say hello again to all my regular subscribers. I want to say hello to anybody who is new. Thank you all for watching and welcome back, or welcome for the first time. Got my grungy sweater on, so I'm gonna have to just try to roll up the sleeves because it's just a little too cold in this basement. I don't know. My husband says we're gonna work on it, but we'll see. I trust him. It's just getting the time to do it. Let me move some of the stuff out of the way. I've been organizing. Yay. Little bit at a time, Not being overly successful. I'm just trying to get some stuff out of the way here. But a little bit at a time. So we are back today. Got so many things working on what I'm doing here. But we are back today with the Memories of the Meadow Journal. I'm going to just put these to the side too, because we'll get to those later. And what I'm doing here is I'm doing another centerpiece for the second writing signature, because as you know, there's going to be 3 signatures, but one of them is going to have a story in it. And then the other ones are going to have, you know, journal stuff, pockets and tags and space for journaling. So I'm working on the second, let me make sure yeah, okay, the other signature's over there. The second piece, the second centerpiece. I may be using these, I don't know. Let me just stick them up and out of the way. This is something else that I was working on that can probably go in someplace else, but not here. So this is what I want to do. I want to, you might remember that the other ones I did, trying to get these things out together. I did these, let me move these. I did pages like this, and they opened this way, okay, and there was things, and then this one opened this way, and there was things. Now, I want to cover the backs of these because I put this on the ink pad. Of course I did, because my desk is always a mess. But I want to cover it, 1 for that, but 2 because I decided there was something I wanted to do with it. Now these should fit because they are the other half of the page. So I like that. It's upside down, but I like that. Okay, so that's good. And then let me see. What other ones do I have here? All right, that. And this one. So I guess I'll do these 2. Okay, so for the moment, I'm just going to push that to the side. I'm going to get these guys glued down. Let's try not to make a mess out of these. And we'll go from there. And again, I really do think that the reason why my glue is so stiff is because it's so cold down here. Honestly, you may see sometimes from time to time, if you look at my hands, my fingernails turn blue. I have Raynaud's syndrome, and when I get cold, my body seems to think that I'm suffering from hypothermia, so it shuts down all the capillaries in my hands and my feet to try to push the blood back to my vital organs so I don't die. Yeah, it's very confused, my body. I'm in no way in danger of suffering from hypothermia, even though it is a little on the cold side down here. I have brains enough to get up and leave if it's that cold. So, but yeah, but I think that this is just so stiff because it is so cold, and I can't get it out of the bottle. There's no clogs. It's just that it's so cold, and I'm wondering, you know, I don't know what I can do. I don't know if, you know, if I put a cover on it, like a little tea cozy or something. It's just so darn cold. I'm actually thinking, hang on 1 second, let me close this up. I'm gonna go get another bottle that's not in such a fine point And maybe that'll help. I'll be right back. I gotta do my little serpentine thing. Going through my basement. You may hear my sandals. Okay, let's see. All right, here we go. Little flip-flops on my feet. Another reason why my feet turned blue. All right, let's see if this one's even open. I don't know. It is not, but it can be. It was, because it looks like I've used glue out of it already. So I'm gonna get this extra off my fingers. Yeah, this is probably one that I brought to church to do a project with my ladies groups. I'm trying to get the glue off of here. Okay, and let's see. Maybe this will work better because it's got a wider opening. I'm trying to get this glue off my hands here from wiping everything. All right, let's see what I get now. Maybe this will come out a little better for me. There you go. Wider hole than my Sugar Bell bottle and the #1 tip. So I guess maybe till we can solve the heating problem or the cooling problem down here, this may be my go-to instead of my Sugar Bell, just to, you know, I'll just stick that on top. What do I have here? I can't I can't remember what I have. Okay, so I'm gluing something on top of that. I guess I'm gluing this one on top of that. Okay, so this way is up, I think. Let me just see. Make sure I'm doing it right. That way is up. Okay, up and up, up and up. Good, good. Okay, these may not match perfectly, but come on now. But get as close as possible and trim what I need if necessary. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that and put it to the side. I'm gonna let it dry for a minute, and then I'm going to, this is up. Then I'm gonna press it down a little bit better and smear out the glue some, you know, a little more. And then let that dry while we work on another part to this. So we'll see how that turns out. Again, you're just kind of going along with me. I get these ideas in my head, and they always work so beautifully in my head. And then I get to doing them, and it's like, oh goodness, well, I didn't think of that. And well, that wasn't how I thought it was gonna come out. And yeah, so just that kind of stuff. Geez, I wish I had thought of doing this, you know, original bottle with the wide hole weeks ago. I've been struggling with this glue for weeks. So at least for while I was actually crafting, because there was a while there when I really wasn't getting much done with my back and all, and just not feeling very happy about doing much of anything, as I was just feeling so miserable and so painful. Oh, which also reminds me, get my thing out here. I did go see the neurosurgeon, and actually the news was good. So I'm excited about that. He told me, showed me the results of my MRI and the pictures and all of that. He showed me the picture of the x-ray, which was absolutely frightening, to see what my spine does when I try to bend forward. I can bend backwards a little bit better, you know, but with my back. Bending forwards is really, really difficult. So it makes it difficult for me to like bend over and lift anything, you know, even just bending over. Even if I'm standing straight up and I'm trying to carry something, particularly something that's hot, you want to carry hot away from you, and the further out my arms go, the worse my back feels. So basically what he told me was, well, my 3 of my vertebrae, 2 of them are like crushing in on the one in the middle, which was just, I was like, oh my gosh. And he goes, yeah, that's not good. I'm like, well, he said, but there is a cure. He said, and I'm not talking about surgery. I'm like, well, I'm glad for that. And he said, what you need to do, and I said, I need to lose weight, and and he's like, well, that won't hurt. He said, but that's not what I'm talking about. He said, really what I'm talking about is core muscle exercises. And he said, I do it. He said, because 15 years ago, I was diagnosed with a back problem very similar to yours. He said, and the pain was horrifying. And he said, you know, my quality of life was just awful. And I was like, yeah, well, I get that. I get that. It makes every little task so difficult to do if you can manage it at all. And sometimes, you know, you just got to do it. You got to go up and down the stairs with the laundry, and you know, you got to pull things out of the oven, and, you know, you got to bend over to, you know, wash your feet or something in the shower. Things just have to be done. And so he says that he started using these core muscle exercises. He showed me the muscles in my back on the MRI, and he said, you see all this white stuff? He said, that's degenerative muscle disease. And I'm like, well, that doesn't sound good. He goes, no, it's not good. He said, if you were a piece of meat in the butcher, he said, nobody would buy you because you would be all full of fat and grizzle. I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway, all right, I'm going to put these to the side. And these are going to go to the side because they're going to go on there. Let me get rid of that little bit of cheesecloth. Okay. And I'm just going to pull the center page out. I'm not going to work on it with the signature here. So anyway, so this is what he's recommending for me, is these core muscle exercises. And he said, if you do them and you do them faithfully, 10-15 minutes a day, 5 days a week, he said, you start out doing what you feel you can, and then, you know, work your way up. He said, but you really have to be serious. You really have to put effort into this. You know, you're going to have to break a sweat. It's going to hurt a little bit at first. And he said, but, you know, as long as you don't try to push it hard. I said, well, there's no danger of that. I said, look at me. Do I look like I exercise? So he just kind of snickered. And so I said, you know, I can probably manage. I just changed my blade on this, so I'm hoping this is going to be good and sharp for this piece, because if not, I'm in trouble. Because I really don't do well trimming with scissors. This feels real good. Okay, good. Because it was just, didn't cut it straight when I cut it. So, what do I think of this? I think this one I can do with my scissors. Let me put this to the side and see if I can get this. This is just the slightest hair on just part of it. All right, I think that'll be all right. So anyway, so that's what I'm trying to do. And he says it's going to take some time. He said, but you know, if you're faithful with it, he said you can begin to arrest any damage, and then you can begin to reverse it. And he said, and you can never have to see me again and never have to worry about having surgery if you are faithful to this. So keep me in your prayers, guys, because I don't exercise and I'm not looking forward to this. So, all right. But if it's going to save my back, let me put that down there. I had one that was already folded, and I'm not sure what I did with that one. I've been unraveling lace, so I've been saving the casings there. I haven't put those away yet. Oh, here it is. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is my thought. This is what I'd like to try to do, and I'm going to need one of these papers just for reference to make sure I glue these things in the right place. And again, these are going to be, they may need a little trimming because I am not the best at folding or at cutting things straight. So, okay. So this is my thought. I'm thinking now maybe this way and such, okay? So that they're gonna get not glued down, but to flip. So they're gonna get washi, and that way they'll open like this, okay, for writing. And then this, and there'll be either writing or something on the back. This could be a problem. All right, they're gonna have to go that way, I guess, like such. I would have liked them to go the other way, but that's okay. Because I can't, unless I glue this one down. All right, let me think about this for a second. Nope, nope, won't work. Okay, it's gonna have to go this way. Okay. So this is the, and I see I can trim this. This is the mini kit, the mini journal kit, number 6, I think it was, from Collage Type's More Memories of the Meadow. The collaboration between Collage Type with Nanine and Tania at Tatty Treasure. So this was the little mini kit, and this was one that I was assigned to use. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put this to the side for a quick moment. But I was assigned to use it either as a standalone or a, you can see what happens when my cutter isn't right and the blade starts to get dull. It leaves these raggy edges. So these were actually meant to be the covers to these smaller journals, and there's more pages, which I may end up using. I'm trying to see where I put them now. I'm not sure where I put them. I think I put them up here. This was ephemera that comes in the kit, so tons of ephemera for the 2 little journals, or, you know, 1 journal if that's what you wanted, but a whole bunch of ephemera. So we'll see. And we did have these pages as well. So they were nice, you know, to put in as well. And I will probably use these pages someplace else in its own little mini book elsewhere in the journal as an ephemera, you know, piece to go in a pocket or something, or under a belly band. But for right now, what I wanted to do, because I needed 6, I needed 3 and 3, and I wanted to keep the pattern paper, I decided I was going to just take the covers and I'm going to cut them down to the size I need. So what I'm doing here is I'm lining up the center line here with this center line here, pencil, and I'm going to put a line on the side here and a line here, and this is going to cut them that way, okay? And then we'll look at it this way and see where we have to cut to make them a little bit smaller to help me with what I need. So yeah, I probably cut it crooked the first time, so we'll just go with this one, and if I have to trim it, I will. So we'll take that part off, and we'll take this part off. So I will probably reprint these covers this size, like I said, and just use them with the pages, these pages over here that I showed you, and probably even these as well, as 1 or 2 little mini journals elsewhere to stick in a pocket or something. All right, I don't really want to put that on the floor because I always end up falling over. Okay, so we know that we have it this way, right? Okay, so now what we have to do is put one against here at the line, okay? And we're going to put a line up here where we want to trim that one. And we're going to bring this one down here. Actually, let me turn it around so I can see it better. Okay, and we'll line that up with the center line. And we'll put a line right there. And we will trim that way. And then, hopefully, we will have a nice... I know I'm cutting off this pretty purple flower in the corner, but it is what it is sometimes. Okay, that's that. All right, so my calendar, now we're just going to cut this way. My calendar from now to the end of, pretty much to the end of August, is just unbelievably packed. I don't know how it happened. Honestly, it wasn't my doing. I have to say. Okay, we're gonna have to do a little inking here, guys. But yeah, I have, today is actually the 19th, which is a Wednesday. Now, this video won't go up until Saturday, which would be what, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So, July 22nd, I believe that should be. One of these days I'll get a calendar down here. So, and I'm sorry I'm going to have to take time to ink these, but I'm going to have to take time to ink these because I wanted you to see how I was pulling them together. So, couldn't do that until I had them all cut out in the right size and everything. So anyway, so I'm making, well, let's start back here. One of the things that I have to do is I am on a planning commission for, we have assorted camps through our church, through pretty much through the summer, spring and summer, from May through September, let's say. Well, not let's say, from May through September. One of the commissions that I am on is for, it's the Women's Commission for Women's Ministries. So, which means I'm on the planning committee is essentially what it means. And myself and several other female pastors in our church are on this committee, and we plan this great big, you know, camp thing for like 3 or 4 days, depending on which camp it's going to be. So our women's committee, our women's camp, excuse me, was in May. So I was on that committee. This looks a little, oh, I think more, it's probably just a little, okay, I think it's all right. So that one's done and over, thank the Lord, because it's a lot of work. Honestly, I don't do as much as some of the ladies do. I'm new here, so I'm just sort of learning the ropes with, you know, with what they do and stuff. But a lot of work goes into this. The weekend is just phenomenally fabulous and just unbelievable what these ladies can do. So, but we have a senior camp coming up for anybody 55 or older, male or female, doesn't matter. And that's coming up August 14th through 17th. So for that, I'm going to tell you about this and then I'm going to back up. So for that camp, we have a theme this year, and it's a game theme, okay? And they do crafts at these camps, which is fine because, you know, I like to do the crafts and stuff. One of the crafts, my craft, that I had to prepare for 100 people is what they say is they're calling a takeaway craft, which means everything they need is in a bag with instructions and they can just pick it up and take it away. They can do it while they're there, and that camp lasts for 4 days. Of course, I have to be there before because I have to help with all the setup and things like that. So I have to be there at least 1 day before, and then we will be there for another day for meetings prior to that. And that's the place where I have to drive nearly 2 hours to get to one way. So yeah. So anyway, oh my, I'm really crooked on that one. Mama, okay. All right, let me try to just, let me do it from here, I think. I'll do it from the design, and then I'll trim from the edges instead of trying to make the edges straight and then having the center off. Now see, that's okay, but this is off. So I'll go back and go do that now because I've just inked it all. Of course, should probably fold them first. Make sure I did them right. And I'm not worried if they're off just a little bit because they're not layered on top of each other in this particular instance. So it's okay if it's a little bit not the same. So anyway, now I gotta go back and redo this. I really should do this part too. Well, you know what? I don't need to because there's gonna be washi. I don't need to do that. Okay, that's good. So my craft, my little takeaway craft, is a tic-tac-toe game. Now, what I'm doing is I've got 10 by 10 squares of cardboard that I have to spray paint green. And then I'm using washi tape with assorted kinds of florals on them to make the grid. So it looks like grass with flowers, okay? Just to give you that kind of impression a little bit. So, excuse me. So I have to do 100 of those. Now, in order to play tic-tac-toe, you each need about 5 X's and O's. Well, what I'm doing is, let me do it from here just to be sure. What I'm doing is I'm making ladybugs and bumblebees. So I need 5 ladybugs and 5 bumblebees per set. And I have 100 sets that I have to do. That's 1,000 little bugs that I have to make, okay? So I have 2 silicone molds of little half eggs, okay? And so I figured, you know, you put the flat end down and it looks like a little, you know, bug. That sounds good. So, but I have to do 1,000 of them. Now, I don't have to paint them. I do have to paint the cardboard and make the grids, but I don't have to paint the, I just want to make sure they all seem to line up. That's okay. That's okay, good. Okay. So I have to make 1,000 of these things. I only have to paint 1 set. I have to take a photograph of it. And so I have to print 100 of the photographs of it finished. I have to print 100 of the instructions on how to paint their little bugs. I'm including in it also the instructions because what I'm using is that old-fashioned kind of salt dough that we used to use when we were kids. We used salt and flour, but I found a recipe online for cornstarch and baking soda. So, but one recipe only makes about 17 of these little half eggs. So yeah, and it takes me about 15 minutes to prepare, you know, get the stuff measured and, you know, get everything cleaned up and ready because I have to let it cool while, you know, let one batch cool while I'm making another batch, and then it has to be wrapped, and the pot has to be cleaned after every recipe, you know, after every time you use it, and I have to make the new measurements and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's tons of fun. And my husband, bless his sweetheart, has been doing them. I've been doing the baking the cooking of the dough, and he sat the other day and made well over, I don't know, probably over 300 of these things. So I am not even halfway to finishing these things yet. And so I have all of those to finish making, probably about 600 more. I've got some dough in there that will take me a little further, but I have 600 of these, 607, I think my count was, of these eggs that I had to make yet. Okay, these little half eggs. Plus I have to type up the instructions with, writing, and I'm putting a piece of wax paper in the bag so that they have wax paper to work on. I'm putting a couple sheets of paper towels so that they can, wipe up spills and dry their brushes and things. There's 2 paint brushes. There's, I believe, 6 things of paint that are going in, red and yellow mostly, and then black and white for the accents and eyes and etc. Yeah, and 10 of these bugs. So I have all of those things to do. Now keep that in mind. It sounds like, well, that's fine. You've got until, August 13th. Well, okay, here we go. I also have 3 centerpieces that I have to do for this. One lady has, one of the pastors, female pastors, has 7 of them. Another one did 3, and I was doing 3. And so I have those that I have to make. I have everything I need, but yeah, I have those that I have to do yet as well. Now that is for our senior camp, the middle of August. Between now and then, tomorrow I have an advisory board meeting, which I thought I had last week, but I had the wrong day. So I have an advisory board meeting tomorrow, which could take a couple of hours, maybe more. Friday, thank the Lord, and Saturday, it looks like, and Sunday afternoon, I'm clear. Monday, oh, no, I'm sorry, Friday, we're not clear. We have to drive up to camp 2 hours, get the kids that we brought up this past Monday. So I have that to do on Friday, and that takes the majority of the day, 2 hours up, 2 hours back, and then collecting the children and all this kind of stuff, and then waiting on their parents to come and, to the church to pick them up. And sometimes they're there, sometimes we have to wait a few minutes or whatever. So that's the majority of my day right there. So we have to do that. Then Saturday is my normal day, which is, cleaning and laundry and getting down here as much as I can in between. And one more, guys, and then we can start doing stuff. And then Monday, we bring more kids to camp. So there's most of my day again. Tuesday, I'm relatively free, as far as I don't have other outside commitments or doctor's appointments or whatever. So I can get office work done. Wednesday, I have a meeting for doing a veterans luncheon that we do every year in November. Well, last year it was December, but we're trying to make it November. And then Thursday, we're leaving on our vacation. We'll leave for New Jersey Thursday morning, and then Sunday morning we'll head from New Jersey up to Maine, and Tuesday we'll come back to back home. And on Wednesday and Thursday we have a backpack program for kids going back to school. So we're going to be stuffing backpacks, roughly somewhere between 250 and 350 backpacks we have to get ready for the, more indigent children that can't afford a lot in our school districts. And then on Friday, we're supposed to be bringing them to the schools because they're going to distribute them at the schools. Yeah, there's a couple that are a little small here, but that's fine. Then we have Vacation Bible School the following week. And then we have, I want to make sure I've got the right paper here. I believe I do. Then we have, I have to be up at camp early. Then we have senior camp. And then we come home from senior camp on Thursday. And on Friday we leave to go to New York State to be with my husband's parents because he's got some stuff that he wants to take care of with them up there. And then we are there till Wednesday. We come home on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have our next advisory board meeting. And then on Friday, we have to go to family camp for 3 days. So that gives you an idea of what I'm facing. I'm trying to decide. I kind of like these this way. This is interesting. Oh, I'm trying to think, how can I put these down? But then to open that one, to get to this one, you'd have to do that. Okay, and then this one would go that way. I'm trying to think if I attach, no, I don't think that'll work. I don't think, that's unfortunate. It really is. It really is gonna have to be, I believe, this way, and it really does look better like that. Okay, because that can, well, not like that, but all right. That can open here and then there. This then can open here and then there. And then that can open here and then there. Okay, so that is what we're gonna have to do. So what ooh. I'm forgetting to look at the backs of the pages, aren't I? All right, no, this one. Where does this one go? Like this, all right. I think I may have to change this up a little. This actually goes this way, but I might have cut them wrong. Oh, that was a thought. What says they have to go that way? Like that. And then maybe this one. They can go this way, right? Like that. Okay, if I do these going this way, then maybe I can do these going this way, like that, because it bothers me that those birds are not going the right way. Okay, it really shouldn't, but it does. So, all right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go down here, pull out a washi tape tray, and see what I think here. Sunflowers. What's this one? This one looks interesting. Yep, I think we'll use that one. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, I've got a bit of work to do. Okay, what I want to try to do here is get this to stay inside the this is going to go up a little higher. There we go. All right, and let's see this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some little marks here. Okay, I think this should work. Let's put this one here. Okay. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here at the end of the page, but I'm trying to. All right. So that's that. It's got to go in a little further. Top to bottom is okay, but I'm going to have to bring these in a little bit more. Okay. Now, I'm going to trim one of these down. Try to make it as straight as I can. It should be dry enough that it'll cut through the glue. Okay, that's one. And from this side of the page. So I'll show you what I'm doing with the one. My little thing is caught there. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Alrighty. So what I'm going to try to do here, put those up there, is we're going to decorate the back of this, and this is going to be the first thing. So I'm going to put this here, try gluing this down. It's just going to be a little decoration. It's not going to be a big, you know, pocket or anything. It's just going to leave a little space to journal on the side and just something pretty along the edge with this die cut. Let's see if I can do that relatively quickly. So I don't know how long this is taking, because I know the cutting and trimming and inking takes up so much time. I sometimes wish I did know how to edit. I just keep thinking it requires a lot of extra software, and because my personal computer is out of commission right now. It's been for a while. I have no other computer to put anything on. My work computer, which of course I can't use. I do all of my videos on my phone. I upload them through my phone. I post them through my phone. So, okay, I'm just going to stand out so I can see this a little bit better. This is opening that way, so we want it over here. Okay. That looks pretty good. Pretty good for that one. Okay. And then we got to do this one. Now this one's going to be a little trickier because I'm not going to have a lot of time to make it straight. So because of the art glitter, glue, so I'm just going to kind of do some dots here and there and hope for the best that it holds it down. I'm doing it over the green, I can't see it. Okay, get some dots in here. Alrighty, and some over here. Okay, and down this side. Okay, and some dots there. Let's hope I can get this placed where it needs to be without wrecking it. Okay. All right. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. All right. So then I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to put on it. I'm thinking of like flowers or something. These are ones I don't have cut. This is pretty, but way too big. Let's see. Do I have something like that, but smaller? I'm thinking something like that, maybe. What else? What else? I like that. I do like the color in the others. Yeah. Okay. Something like that. I need my brush. Look, what a wonder. I actually had it where it belonged. Okay. I'm just gonna go here. Let me grab something. Anything? Anything. Anything. Okay, that'll let me tone down this white. Okay. All right, I think that'll work. All right, let's cover this. We'll see about getting this on here. I gotta fill up this little bottle too. It's getting very low. I said I don't use it near as much as I used to because I was never real good at getting things in place, you know, where I really wanted them right, straight. But it's even harder for me now. So, and because this is very unforgiving, when you put it down, it's pretty much found its home. Yeah, it's okay. That looks good. So that is going to be this page. So let's, and I got to do this. No, you know what I'm going to do with this glue again? Let's get the piece started. It kind of goes this way. All right, let's give us an edge here with a little bit of glue, because it does tend for me to just not stick. Okay. So now I don't have a second one of these, so I am hoping, trying to go about halfway if I can see that. I am hoping I will have enough to do, where my pink ones went. Oh, there they are. Have enough to do the all of it, you know, the 6 little pages, etc., etc. So let me just put you over here and try to get this where I want that to be. Okay, and now we're just going to run some glue down here with the washi. Sometimes some of them stick pretty well, or at least for a little while. Sometimes nothing. Just nothing at all. All right. So that's now going to flip. I actually did this wrong. That's going to flip this way. I wanted it to go like the other one, but that's all right. And then we're going to take these, and these were the ones that we're going to flip up. Okay, so this and this and this. Okay, and they're going to flip up. So we're going to put them in here. I need to make sure the washi stays down. And the washi, I don't know. If I do it with washi, I may have a problem. I will have a problem. So this is what we're going to do. I can't do it the way I would have wanted to, but I can do it as a waterfall. So we will do that. Okay. So let's start on the bottom with this one. Okay, just trying to find where it should go. All right, so I want it. I'm just going to mark here and here. So hopefully I'll be able to see that once the washi's on it. Okay, what time is it? Oh my. All right, we should probably get one of these done anyway. Well, not decorated, but done in my hour. If I can find the end of the washi. Here we go. There we are. Oh, that's what I hate. Ay, 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 ay. All right, let's see. Now I don't know where it tore. All right, I'll work on something else. Let me get a different one for these. Golly. Oh, all right. Here's another one of those. Let's see if I can find the edge. Let's hope it'll work. Okay, here. All right, and this kind of goes this way. Oh, need my glue. Need my glue, just a little bit here. I'll go back and check next time I'm through and make sure that it's not coming up. Okay, so we have that. Okay, this one. All right, so that is what we're gonna end up a-doing. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in a little further. That's what I'm gonna do. And I wanted it there, but I can bring it down a little more. Give myself enough space. Okay, I just folded that under. It's not good. Alrighty. There we go with that. Make this straight. I think. I hope. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Okay, that's good. All right, next one. I think I want this one in the middle. Yeah, even though it's a little narrower, but that's all right. All right, we're gonna put more tape on this one. I hope I'm not too far off screen for you, but I'm trying not to. Honestly, This did the same thing. Oh, good gravy. All right, let's see. All right. All right. I found the end on this one at least. So let's see if I can keep that where it belongs. Okay. Alrighty. Trim here. We'll trim here. Get rid of that one. Okay. That is true. I did want that on top. So let's put this one on top first. Now on these, my plan is to maybe put some of these little pockets or ephemera, you know, tags or whatever. I thought I just had this with the end sticking out. No? Where's the one I was using? Oh, here it is. My goodness. Blind as a bat. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm hoping. So yeah, there's quite a bit left to do here, but at least I'm beginning to get some better ideas. And I'm anxious to get these two signatures finished so that I can finish up the middle signature that has the story, because I can't do the spine until I'm sure of how thick everything is. So I'm trying to finish all these things up, you know, and get them finished so that I can get to the cover, because I'm really, really anxious to finish the cover. It was like the one thing I had the most ideas for. So, all right, I think I like that there. All right, I think that's straight. I hope that's straight. All right. And then we have that. So we have this kind of waterfall then. Okay. Like so. Okay. On this side, I may go down and put more washi here as well. And then this piece over here, and then it closes like so. And we'll do the other one on the other side. I'll do that one off camera only because you've already seen it, what I'm gonna do with that. But then we'll come back and do something else in the book. But for right now, that is it for today. So in the meantime, everybody be safe, be happy, and be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.